Welcome back to the Coin Spot, your ultimate destination for rare coins, hidden gems, and fascinating stories from around the world of numismatics. Today, we have something very special for you: a closer look at 5 UK 2 pence coins that have captured the attention of collectors everywhere. These coins may look small and ordinary, but each one has its own story, history, and potential value. From dusty circulated coins to extra-fine specimens, these 2 pence coins are more than just pocket change. They are pieces of British history. First, we have the 1971 2 pence coin, the very first year of decimal 2 pence coins. This coin marks a historic moment in UK currency history, and even in dusty condition, it's highly sought after by collectors. Next, the 1979 2 pence coin, a classic from the late 70s, which has seen decades of circulation. Despite its dusty appearance, it holds value for collectors, completing a full decimal set. Moving forward, we have the 1981 2 pence coin, an early 80s coin that reflects a period of change in Britain. Even in worn condition, it's an essential piece for any 2p collection. Then comes the 1987 2 pence coin, a coin from the late 80s. Era coins from this year are harder to find in pristine condition, making even circulated examples interesting for collectors. And finally, the 1999 2 pence coin, one of the last 20th century coins before the Royal Mint made design and metal updates in the 2000s. Extra-fine specimens are rare and highly prized today. The 1999 British 2 pence coin, specifically in extra-fine condition. Is it rare? What's its story, and could it be worth more than you think? Today, let's find out. Before we talk value, let's start with the history. The 2 pence coin was first introduced in 1971. As part of the decimalization of the British currency system, the coin was originally designed by Christopher Ironside, featuring the iconic badge of the Prince of Wales, the plume of 3 ostrich feathers on the reverse, and the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. The 1999 edition of the 2 pence coin is particularly interesting. By this year, the Royal Mint had refined the design and production, making coins that were consistently well struck. But here's the catch: coins in extra-fine condition, like the one we have today, are becoming increasingly scarce. Why? Most of these coins spent decades in circulation, losing their sharp details and luster. So finding one in pristine, near-mint condition is like finding a hidden treasure in your pocket change. In coin grading terms, extra-fine or EF usually means the coin has light wear on the high points, but all major design features are sharp and clear. For 1999 2 pence coins, that makes a huge difference when it comes to collectors' value. The 1999 2 pence coin is part of the late 20th century decimal coinage. This era saw millions of coins minted, but interestingly, the 1999 2p is considered one of the more sought-after modern pennies.
Why?
Because it's one of the last years before the 2p coin started being produced with slightly different metal composition in the 2000s. That makes the 1999 coins appealing to modern collectors. So what's its market value today? Well, for a coin in regular circulated condition, it might not be worth much more than its face value. But for a 1999 2p in extra-fine condition, collectors are willing to pay a premium. Depending on the coin's exact condition and demand, prices can range from $2 to $10, and sometimes even higher if the coin has exceptional luster or a rare minting error. Keep in mind, condition is everything in coin collecting. A circulated 1999 2 pence will barely catch attention, but a carefully preserved coin? That's where the magic happens. And if you ever stumble upon a proof version or a coin with a minting anomaly, the value can skyrocket even more. Now, if you're looking to collect or invest, here are some tips. Look for extra-fine or uncirculated coins. These are your real moneymakers. Check for mint marks or errors. Even small variations can add hundreds of dollars. Store coins properly. Avoid fingerprints, moisture, and rough handling. Use coin holders or capsules. Track the market. Coin values fluctuate, so keep an eye on auctions and marketplaces. So, is the 1999 UK 2 pence coin the jackpot of British coins? Maybe not $1 million coin, but for collectors who love modern pennies with historical value, this little copper coin packs a surprising punch. Next coin. The 1987 UK British 2 pence coin in extra-fine condition. How rare is it today? What's its story, and how much could it be worth in dollars? Let's dive in. To understand the 1987 2 pence coin, we first need to go back to 1971, the year the United Kingdom decimalized its currency. This meant replacing the old pounds, shillings, and pence system with a simpler, decimal-based system. The 2 pence coin was introduced as part of this change and quickly became a staple of British pocket change. The coin's design a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, and on the reverse, a segment of the Royal Shield of Arms, which was added in later years, but in 1987, the reverse still featured the classic Prince of Wales feathers designed by Christopher Ironside. The 1987 2-pence coin may look ordinary at first glance, but for collectors, the story lies in its condition and rarity. Coins in circulation tend to get scratched, worn, or even discolored over time. But an extra fine coin? That's a treasure. In EF condition, the coin retains most of its original luster, the high points of the design are sharp, and all details remain clearly visible. In coin grading terms, extra fine usually refers to coins that show light wear on the high points but maintain sharp details and original design clarity. For a coin minted in 1987, that's over 35 years ago, which makes EF specimens increasingly scarce. So why is the 1987 2-pence coin special? First, the late 1980s were a period of high mintage, but most of these coins entered general circulation and wore down quickly. This means that finding one in extra fine condition today is not easy. Collectors prize these coins because they capture a piece of UK coin history before the design changes and metal composition adjustments of the 1990s and 2000s. The coin is made from bronze, which consists of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin, giving it that classic reddish-brown color. Over time, exposure to air and handling can dull or darken the coin, so an EF specimen with original color is highly desirable. Now, let's talk numbers. The question every collector wants to know: how much is it worth today? For a regular circulated 1987 2-pence coin, the value is usually very close to face value, around $0.02. But for coins in extra fine condition, prices rise significantly. Depending on demand and exact condition, 1987 EF 2-pence coins can sell for anywhere between $2 to $8, sometimes more if the coin has exceptional luster, color, or minor minting variations. And if you're lucky enough to find a rare error coin, the value can increase dramatically. The lesson here: condition is king. A coin that has been carefully stored for decades could be worth hundreds of times its face value to the right collector. If you're looking to collect or invest in 1987 2-pence coins, here are some tips. Focus on extra fine or uncirculated specimens. These coins hold the most value. Look for color and luster. Original reddish-brown bronze is preferred. Check for minting errors. Even small anomalies can greatly increase value. Store properly. Use coin holders or capsules to avoid scratches, moisture, and oxidation. Keep an eye on market trends. Coin prices fluctuate, so monitor auctions and online marketplaces. So, while the 1987 UK 2-pence coin may not be a millionaire's jackpot, it's a small but valuable piece of British history that can fetch a nice return for collectors who appreciate quality over quantity. Next coin. The 1981 British 2-pence coin, specifically in what we call dusty condition, sounds ordinary, right? But stick around, because even coins that look worn can have surprising collector value. The 2-pence coin was first introduced in 1971, when the UK transitioned to a decimal currency system. Before that, Britain had a complicated system of pounds, shillings, and pence. Decimalisation simplified everything. 100 pence to a pound, and the 2-pence coin quickly became a staple of British circulation. The 1981 version of the 2-pence coin carries the classic design by Christopher Ironside, featuring the Prince of Wales feathers on the reverse, and the ever-familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. Now, let's talk condition. A lot of coins from 1981 have been in circulation for over 40 years, which means many of them show signs of wear, scratches, fading, and yes, that familiar dusty look. But here's the interesting part: even coins in dusty or circulated condition can be valuable, especially if they're rare or have certain characteristics collectors look for. In coin grading terms, dusty or circulated coins are usually considered fine or very fine, depending on how worn the design is. For the 1981 2-pence, even a dusty coin can be appealing to collectors who are building a complete set of UK decimal coins, because 1981 is one of the early years in the late 20th century 2p series. Here's some history for you. In 1981, the UK economy was going through a challenging period, and millions of coins were minted to meet everyday circulation needs. That means the 1981 2-pence is not extremely rare, but finding one with a clear date and minimal damage is still worth noticing. The coin is made of bronze, which is 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. Over time, oxidation and handling often give circulated coins that characteristic brownish, dusty appearance. So, what's the market value of a 1981 2-pence in dusty condition today? While it won't fetch the same price as an extra fine or uncirculated specimen, it's still more than face value. Generally, you're looking at 10 cents to $1, depending on condition and demand. If the coin happens to have minor mint errors, like off-center strikes, double dies, or unusual toning, the value could go even higher. Even dusty coins are important to collectors, because they complete sets. Many people try to collect every year of the 2-pence coin, and finding a 1981, even in circulated condition, is a key piece of that puzzle. If you're hunting for 1981 2-pence coins, here are a few tips. Look for coins with legible dates, even dusty. A clear 1981 adds value. Check the overall design. The Prince of Wales feathers should be recognizable. Keep them stored properly. Even dusty coins should be kept dry and in holders to prevent further wear. Watch for errors. Even minor misstrikes or unusual color variations can significantly increase the coin's value. Track market prices. Auction sites, eBay, and coin dealers are good sources to understand current demand. So, while a dusty 1981 2-pence coin might not make headlines, it's a valuable piece for collectors who appreciate British coin history. It's affordable, easy to find, and still a neat piece of nostalgia from the early 1980s. Next coin. The 1971 UK British 2-pence coin. In what collectors call dusty condition, it may look worn, but even dusty coins like this can hold surprising value. Let's dive into the history, rarity, and market value of this historic coin. To fully appreciate the 1971 2-pence coin, we need to go back to a major turning point in British monetary history: decimalisation. In 1971, the United Kingdom moved from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to a decimal currency system. The 2-pence coin was introduced as part of this change, alongside the 1p, 5p, 10p, 50p, and other decimal coins. This was the very first year these coins were minted, making the 1971 2-pence an iconic piece for collectors. The 1971 2-pence coin was designed by Christopher Ironside, featuring the Prince of Wales feathers on the reverse, while the obverse carries the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin. Even in dusty condition, the design is still recognizable, though you'll notice signs of wear: minor scratches, dulling of the copper color, and softening of the finer details. In coin grading terms, a dusty 1971 2-pence would fall into the circulated or fine category. While not as sharp as extra fine or uncirculated coins, these specimens are still sought after because 1971 marks the very first year of the decimal 2-pence coin. That makes even a circulated example historically significant. Now, let's talk numbers. In 1971, the Royal Mint produced hundreds of millions of 2-pence coins to meet the needs of a country transitioning to a new system. Most of these coins entered everyday circulation, and over time, they naturally picked up scratches, dirt, and that signature dusty look. Because of this, finding a 1971 2-pence in pristine, mint condition is extremely rare, but even dusty coins can be valuable for collectors completing a full decimal coin set. The 1971 2-pence is made from bronze, composed of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. Over decades, oxidation and circulation give it a darker, reddish-brown patina, which collectors often refer to as dusty condition. Despite this wear, it still carries a piece of British monetary history in your hand. So, what's the value today? A 1971 2-pence coin in dusty or circulated condition generally sells for $1 to $5, depending on the clarity of the date, design, and overall condition. However, coins in extra fine or uncirculated condition can command significantly higher prices, sometimes $20 to $50, especially if they retain original color or luster. And if you happen to come across a rare minting error, like a double strike or off-center design, the value can increase even further. Even dusty coins are important for collectors. Why? Because 1971 is the very first year of the 2-pence coin, making it a key piece in any British decimal coin collection. A dusty coin might not fetch top dollar, but it's a piece of history and a must-have for collectors. If you're on the hunt for 1971 2-pence coins, here are some tips. Focus on legibility. The date must be clear. Even dusty, a visible 1971 is critical. Look for design details. The Prince of Wales feathers should be recognizable. Store properly. Dusty coins should be kept in holders or coin albums to prevent further wear. Check for errors. Even minor misstrikes can increase value. Research market trends. Coin prices fluctuate, so monitor auctions and dealer listings. So, while a dusty 1971 2-pence coin might seem ordinary, it's more than just pocket change. It's the very first 2p coin of the decimal era, a tangible piece of British history, a must-have for collectors, and a coin that could increase in value over time. Next coin. The 1979 UK British 2-pence coin, specifically in dusty condition. Even though it may look worn, This coin has a story, history, and collector value you won't want to miss. To understand why the 1979 2-pence coin is special, we have to go back to 1971, when the United Kingdom switched to a decimal currency system. Prior to that, Britain used the old pounds, shillings, and pence system, which was complicated and hard to calculate. Decimalization simplified the currency system to 100 pence in a pound, and the 2-pence coin became one of the essential coins in everyday circulation. The 2-pence coin was designed by Christopher Ironside, featuring the Prince of Wales feathers on the reverse, and the obverse carried the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. By 1979, the 2-pence coin had been in circulation for nearly a decade, and coins from this year were produced in large numbers. But here's the key: even dusty coins from 1979 are collectible, because finding one in any recognizable condition has become more challenging over time. In coin grading terms, a dusty 1979 2-pence coin falls into the circulated or fine category. While it may show scratches, faded luster, or surface wear, it still represents a piece of UK monetary history. For collectors trying to assemble a full set of decimal 2-pence coins, the 1979 coin is a necessary and valuable addition, even in dusty condition. So, let's talk history. In 1979, the UK economy was going through a period of change, and the Royal Mint produced millions of 2-pence coins to meet the needs of everyday transactions. The coin was struck in bronze, made up of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. Over the decades, circulation naturally caused these coins to lose their original reddish-brown luster, giving them that familiar dusty appearance. Even in dusty condition, a 1979 2-pence coin retains its historical significance.
Why?
Because it comes from the early era of decimal coins, a time when the UK was transitioning to the modern currency system we know today. That makes it more than just pocket change. It's a collectible piece of history. Now let's talk value, the part everyone is curious about. A 1979 2-pence coin in dusty or circulated condition generally sells for around 50 cents to $2, depending on the clarity of the date and design. Coins in extra fine or uncirculated condition can command higher prices, ranging from $5 to $15, while rare error coins or unusual mint variations can fetch even more from collectors. Even dusty coins have their place in a collection. Many collectors aim to complete a full set of 2-pence coins from every year, and a 1979 coin, even in circulated condition, is often in high demand for that reason. And if you're lucky enough to find a coin with a minting error, off-center strike, or unusual toning, the value can increase significantly. If you're looking to collect 1979 2-pence coins, here are some tips. Look for a clear date. Even dusty, the 1979 must be legible. Check the design. The Prince of Wales feathers should still be recognizable. Handle with care. Store dusty coins in holders or albums to prevent further wear. Watch for errors. Small minting anomalies can increase a coin's value. Follow market trends. Auction sites and coin dealers give insight into current collector demand. So, while a dusty 1979 2-pence coin might seem ordinary at first glance, it's actually a valuable and historically important piece. It represents an era of transition in British currency and can be a stepping stone for collectors building a complete decimal coin set. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1979 2-pence coin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the CoinSpot, and hit the notification bell so you never miss rare coin stories, market updates, and collector tips. Have you ever found a 1979 2-pence in your collection or change? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story.